It always starts with that look, not of love, but of potential. She stares at you not for who you are, but for who you might become. And in that moment you feel seen, but you're not. You're being imagined. You're not a man in her eyes. You're a placeholder for a story she's already written. And the cruelest part, you believe her. Because no one ever warned you that being wanted is not the same as being understood. Thinkers like Carl Jung spent their entire lives mapping the terrain most men refuse to explore. The unconscious, the shadow, the mask you wear when you're too afraid to be yourself. And Jung discovered something uncomfortable, not malicious, just real. That often women don't fall for men, they fall for a projection. The inner masculine fantasy he called the animus. And when that animus is immature, unexamined, it uses you like a script uses an actor. You thought she loved you, but no, she loved what you symbolized. You were the knight, the rebel, the savior. The role was written long before you showed up. And when your real self started leaking through the cracks, she didn't rewrite the story. She recast the actor. Not because you failed her, but because you stopped being useful to the fantasy. Jung didn't sugarcoat it. He called it spiritual possession, a psychological hijacking, where neither of you are in a relationship with each other, but with your own inner ghosts. And men, you fall for it because you were trained to perform, to earn your place, to believe love is a reward for good behavior. And when she withdraws that reward, you panic, you try harder, you shapeshift, and slowly you disappear. This is why you feel hollow, not because you were rejected, but because you were never really chosen. You were a participant in a drama you didn't know you were cast in. And Jung warned, the only escape is individuation, a brutal process, the shedding of illusions, the confrontation with your own darkness, not hers, yours. Your need to be liked, your hunger to be seen, your silent belief that without a woman's validation, you're nothing. You call it love, but it's dependency. You call it sacrifice, but it's self-erasure. And worst of all, you think it makes you good, but it only makes you invisible. Because the feminine isn't attracted to predictability. It's pulled to mystery, to depth, to the man who cannot be tamed. You thought being available would make her stay, but it only made you forgettable. Here's the paradox. The more you need her, the less she sees you. The more you reveal without boundaries, the less magnetic you become. And she's not evil for this. She's unconscious. Just like you, you're both projecting, both mistaking fantasy for connection. And when the illusion cracks, when she starts to pull away, you feel betrayed, but really, you're just waking up. Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This is not fate, this is a pattern. And until you confront why you need her to complete you, you'll keep reenacting the same tragedy. Different names, same heartbreak. And the villain isn't her. Is the part of you that refuses to stand alone, to look in the mirror and ask, what am I without someone else's eyes to define me? And when you start to answer that, truly answer it, people won't clap, they'll get uncomfortable. You'll stop being relatable. You'll start being real. The mask will fall, and with it, the applause. But in that silence, something new begins. Not charisma, not charm, something deeper. Presence. You're not chasing. You're not hiding. You are, and then one day, she appears, not the fantasy, the woman, not seeking a savior, but walking her own path. She's done the work, faced her shadow, burned her own illusions, and when she meets you, she doesn't want to possess you. She wants to stand beside you. No masks, no scripts, just truth. And that love, that rare, soul-shaking love, it's not built on performance, it's built on freedom, the freedom to be known and to know her without the veil of projections. But most men won't get there, not because they're incapable, but because they're unwilling. Unwilling to sit in the fire of self-awareness, unwilling to risk being alone, unwilling to stop performing. And so they trade depth for attention, truth for validation, freedom for fantasy. But if you're still listening, really listening, then maybe you're not most men. So here's your challenge. Stop chasing women. Start facing yourself. Look at the wounds you want her to heal, the fears you want her to soothe, the dreams you want her to fulfill, and own them. They are yours. And when you carry your soul fully, unapologetically, you become a man who doesn't need to be chosen because you have already chosen yourself. If this struck something deep inside you, don't just scroll away. Share this with a man who needs to hear it. Like this video if you're ready to walk your own path, and subscribe, not for motivation, but for mirrors, because sometimes the truth doesn't comfort you, it wakes you up.